Hello students, welcome to the class of Python. Today we are going to discuss dictionary methods. In the last video we have discussed about dictionary, its syntax and its example, that how we can create dictionary, how we can update and change the elements of the dictionary, and how we have removed the elements of the dictionary. In this session I am going to discuss about dictionary methods and how are the which are the functions provided by dictionary for the data manipulation. So dictionary has some built-in functions. These are CNP, len, str, type. CNP is a method which is used to compare two dictionary. The len function is used to count the length of the dictionary. This would be equal to the number of items in the dictionary. strdict is a function which produces a printable string representation of a dictionary, and the type variable returns the type of the parsed variable. If parsed variable is dictionary, then it would return a dictionary type. Now, beside those functions, dictionary provides you the list of functions to clear the items, to copy the items, and to access the items in different ways. So we are going to discuss these methods one by one with a proper syntax and examples. First of all, we will discuss clear. As we have seen that clear function is used to remove all the items from the dictionary. When we use clear function, the items are get deleted, but the dictionary still remains in the memory unless it will be deleted forcibly. So we can say if we use clear function for the elements of the dictionary, we get an empty dictionary after clear operation. The next function is copy. It returns a swallow copy of the dictionary. The syntax is dict.copy. This method returns a swallow copy of the dictionary. It doesn't modify the original dictionary. As you can able to see in the example, I have taken two dictionaries. First is original with two elements 1 and 2. And I have used copy function to copy the original dictionary into new. So new equals to original.copy. Print original. The first element, first dictionary, the original dictionary has been get printed, and print new, the copy dictionary has been get printed. Whenever we use copy dictionary, it copies the data. It means it creates a copy. If we delete the original dictionary, our new dictionary will remain in the memory. Let's see. In this example, I am going to discuss that how the copy method is different from assignment operator when we copy dictionaries. When copy method is used, a new dictionary is created which is filled with a copy of the references from the original dictionary. But whenever we use assignment operator, it just creates a new reference. And when we use assignment operator to copy the contents of the dictionary, once the original dictionary gets deleted, the copied dictionary that is copied using the assignment operator also gets deleted. But whenever we use copy method, our new dictionary will still remain. See in the example, here I have taken original dictionary 1, 2. I have copied the original dictionary using assignment operator to new, and I have copied the original dictionary using copied method into new one. Now I have cleared the elements of new. So as I have created I have cleared the elements of new, then when I print the value of new original, both will get removed, but the data inside the new one gets remain because it created the copy of the original one. So this is the biggest difference between copied the contents of one dictionary to another using assignment operator and using copy function. Now moving to the next method, that is the from keys. The from keys method creates a new dictionary from the given sequence of elements with a value provided by the user. It takes two parameters, sequence and value. Here you can able to see the syntax dictionary.fromKeys sequence values. Whatever value you want to give, you can create it here. It returns a new dictionary with the given sequence of elements as the keys of the dictionary. What are the values you will pass to the parameter? It creates the keys of that dictionary. If the value argument is set, each element of the newly created dictionary is set to the provided value. Let's see in the example. Here, I have created a keys equals to A, E, I, O, U, and I am going to create a dictionary named vowels equals to dict.fromKeys key. Means these were the keys of the vowel dictionary. And now I have print vowels. So here you can able to see that as we don't have passed any values to the from key function, we have just passed only the keys. The value of the keys of vowels dictionary is none. As you can able to see, E, none, U, none, I, none, O, none, A, none. This would be a random order. It is not necessary that the elements are get inserted in the same order as it is listed in the key. It might be changed, the order might be changed. Again, I have defined a value vowel. Now, I have again created a dictionary vowels by passing the keys and value parameters to the from keys. So now you can able to see that all the elements of the key has value vowel. E equals to vowel, U equals to vowel, I equals to vowel, O equals to vowel, A equals to vowel. So if we change the values, it will be assigned to all the keys using from key method. Now I have changed the value with 1. So now you can able to see that each element of the dictionary has updated value. E equals to 1, U equals to 1, I equals to 1, O equals to 1, A equals to 1. Whenever you will update your value list, all the values of the dictionary elements are get assigned to all the keys, as you can able to see. E12, U12, I12, O12, A12. It means whenever we use from keys function to create a dictionary with some particular key value pair, then all the values are assigned to each and every keys of the dictionary. So this is how we can use from keys function in dictionary. The next example is here. If value is mutable, like list and dictionary, when the mutable object is modified, each element of the sequence also gets updated, as you can able to see here. I have modified the value with adding one element to all the dictionary elements get updated. So to avoid this, we use dictionary comprehension technique. Dictionary comprehension technique is a way to avoid these modifications. You can able to see in the example, I have created keys, value. I have just defined vowels equals to key colon list value for key in keys. It means key are these elements and the value are list for key in keys. So now I am going to print the vowels. The vowels are in the output. You can able to see I have print vowels. Now when we printed vowels, we have get an dictionary equals to 1, U equals to 1, A equals to 1, O equals to 1, I equals to 1, and now I have appended the value of this with 2. So the new list is 2, but again if I want to print the vowels, it is only the same. The value does not get updated. So this is the effect of dictionary comprehension. So dictionary comprehension is used to eliminate the limitations of using these techniques, which is demonstrated in the example. Now the next method is get. The get method returns the value for the specified key if key is in dictionary, and if it is not in the dictionary, it will return none, and if it is in the dictionary, it will return the value. It has two argument, key and values. Let's see. Here I have taken a dictionary person having two key, name and age. I have printed name using get, I have printed age using get. So whenever I have printed name using get, I have got the value of name. When I have printed age, I have got the value 22. Again here I have printed salary, which is not in the dictionary, so it returns none. And if I pass the value with the salary, then it will return the passed value. So you can able to see the differences between print salary person.get salary and print salary person.get salary, 0.0. As salary is not in the dictionary, it returns none, and when the value has been added, it returns the added or updated values. So get function is used to get the values of the key in the dictionary. Next method is items. The item method returns a view object that display a list of dictionaries in key and value pairs. The syntax of items method is dictionary.items. Here you can able to see that I have created a cells dictionary having 3 elements: apple having value 2, orange having value 3, grapes having value 4. I have used items equals to cell.items and I have printed the items. You can able to see each items of the dictionary gets printed. Dict underscore items, apple 2, orange 3, grapes 4. These are in the forms of tuple. As you can able to see, these are enclosed in between parentheses. So this is a tuple. Now here I have deleted the element apple, and now I have again printed the dict items. So you can able to see again items gets updated as per the current value. There is no need to reassign the items by using items method. The next function is keys. The keys method returns a view object that displays a list of all the keys in the dictionary. You can able to see here person is a dictionary having 2 key, name and age. Whenever the key person.keys gets printed, it prints only the key of the dictionary, that is name and age. sorry, name and age. Person dot update, I have updated the dictionary using update function. We will discuss it later. With value, so whenever we use print keys, it automatically prints the values. So this is how we can use the keys function. Key function is used to return all the keys elements of the dictionary. The next method is pop item method, which we have just discussed. That pop item method is used to remove the last element of the list and it returns the last element in key value pair. The syntax of pop item method is dictionary.popItem. It does not take any argument. It works in last in first out order. It means the elements which is get inserted last will be deleted first. It returns the latest inserted element. It removes the returned element from the dictionary. The pop item method raises a key error if the dictionary is empty. So here you can able to see the example of using pop item. Here there is a dictionary named person having name, age and salary. When person.pop item is used, it deletes the last element, that is salary, 3500, as this is the last element. Next, I have inserted a new value with person profession equals to plumber, and whenever these is getted pop item is used, it removes the profession plumber. It just printed name and age. As you can see the output here. So pop item is a function which always works for the last inserted element in the dictionary. So therefore we can say that it works on last in first out order. The next method is pop method. Pop method removes and returns an element from a dictionary having the given key. The syntax of pop method is dictionary.pop key. It takes maximum of 2 parameters. Key, which is to be searched for removal. Default value, which is to be returned when the key is not in the dictionary. It returns key if it is found. If key is not found, the value specified as the second argument it will return. And if the key or value not found, then key error will be raised. Here you can able to see the example of pop function, where I have used a pop function to remove the first item. So whenever I remove the first item, the updated dictionary is orange with value 3 and grapes with value 4. Then after I have created elements equals to sales.pop guava. But as you see that guava is not present in the dictionary. So if we try to remove the key which is not in the dictionary, then it will give an key error. Therefore, I have marked it in a comment line because it throws an error and all the rest elements will not get executed. So I have just set it to comment line. Next, element equals to sales.pop guava 5. Now I have defined the value guava 5. So if I used to pop this element, it will return the value 5, as now guava has the some value. So it returns 5 and the pop element is get printed, that is 5, and finally the list dictionary sales has 2 value, orange and grapes. So there is a basic difference between pop item and pop. The question also has been asked in many examinations that what is the difference between pop item and pop. So the main difference between pop item and pop method is pop item always removes the last element of the dictionary, whereas pop method returns the key value pair which is passed through an argument, and it gives an error if the key does not exist in the dictionary. So this is the main difference. The next method is set default. It returns the value of a key. If not, it inserts key with a value to the dictionary. It takes two parameters, key and value. If not provided, the default value will be none. It returns value of the key if it is in the dictionary. It returns none if the key is not in the dictionary, and it returns default value if key is not in the dictionary and default value is specified. So let's see the example of set default function. Here, person is a dictionary having name and age. I have used set default age. So age is the key. It will return the value of the age. So whenever I have print age, it returns 22. Now I have passed the parameter salary, which is not in the list, which is not the key of a person, salary. And as I have not passed any value to it, it returns none. Here you can able to see print person, that is name and age. And as salary is used, so salary is inserted in the list with value none. And whenever I want to pass the value, whenever I want to print the value of salary, it returns none. So set default method is also used to insert an element in the dictionary with default value. Now I am going to provide the default value for the newly added item, that is designation. Person.setDefault designation, comma, plumber. Plumber is a value which is to be passed for the designation key. Now you will able to see the person dictionary has been now updated as name, field, age 22, salary none, designation plumber. And whenever I have printed the value for the desig, it's print plumber. So you can able to see that set default function is a function which returns the value of the key if key exists. If key does not exist, it adds the new key in the dictionary with two options. First, if the value is not defined with the key, it passes none, and if the value is defined with the key, it adds the key value pair in the existing dictionary. So this is all about set default function in dictionary. The next function is update function. The update function is used to update the dictionary with the elements from the another dictionary or object. It adds element to the dictionary if the key is not in the dictionary. If the key is in the dictionary, it updates the key with the new value. The syntax to update is dict.update. The update method takes either a dictionary or an iterable object of key value pairs. Generally we use tuple. If update is called without passing parameter, the dictionary remains unchanged and it does not return any value. See here, effect of update function. Here, D is a dictionary having value 1 and 2, and now D1 is a dictionary in which there is a value 2. Now D1 value of D1, that is 2, that is TWO2, is get updated for D. So whenever we have printed the value D, the updated value of 2 has been get printed here. Means you can able to see that D equals to 2, 3. Whenever in the D it is 2 equals to 3. But now I have updated D with 2. So now the value becomes 2. And as I have again used D1 equals to 3, it means D1 is a dictionary having value 3:3. And when I am going to update the D with this D1, as 3 does not exist in the dictionary, it gets added in the dictionary D, as you can able to see here, 1, 2 and 3. Now I have redefined D equals to X colon 2. This is the dictionary which is again redefined. And now D dot update equals to Y equals to 3, Z equals to 0. So as Y equals to 3 and Z equals to 0 are two values, this is a term of tuple. So these two elements are get inserted in key value form in the dictionary D. As you can able to see, X colon 2, Y colon 3 and Z colon 0 are the elements which are get updated in the dictionary. So update function is used to update the existing elements value, as well as if the existing element does not, if the value passed with dictionary does not exist, it will add the new element to the dictionary. The last function of the dictionary is value. It returns all the values in the dictionary. See here, as cells is a dictionary having 3 elements, apple with value 2, orange with value 3, grapes with value 4. Whenever I have called values equals to cells dot values, it returns the values of the cells, that is 2, 3 and 4. And when I have deleted it 1, the values has been auto updated with 3 and 4. So this is how we see the functionality of different functions in the dictionary. We have discussed different functions such as clear, copy, we have discussed these functions: clear, copy, from keys, get, items, keys, pop item, set default, update and values. These functions are very useful when we work with dictionary items. Thank you class. Thank you students for watching this session. In the next video, I will come with the concept of set data type. Keep learning, keep watching videos and stay safe. Thank you all.